like solid surface countertops, better known as Corian countertops? In this video, we're going to show you how to save 10 times your money. Solid surface usually sells for about $50 to $55 a square foot. You can do it for $5 a square foot. It'll be more durable, last longer. It's easy to do. It's do-it-yourself friendly. Stay tuned. Enjoy the video. The secrets are coming. The steps are simple. In this case, we're going over MDF, that's medium density fiberboard. You can go over your existing countertops. You can even go over plywood. We're going over MDF. We're going to router those edges to a 1/4 inch roundover so the epoxy will flow nice and smooth. We're going to do 2 coats of our epoxy undercoat in white because that's the recipe we're doing today. We'll let that dry and then we'll be ready for the next step. Have you seen our speckled spray? That speckled spray is the secret sauce to making everything look like solid surface Corian countertops. You can get them right at stonecoatcountertops.com. We're going to spray that right now. We have 5 different colors of our stone spray. I love this stuff. What color should I choose? I don't know, this is the hard part, but I tend to like this black and white speckled, almost like a salt and pepper granite look. And then maybe I'll add a little bit of this gray one. So I'm gonna choose these 2. Let me know what you would have chosen. Would you have chosen the black and the gray, or would you have chosen something different? What's your favorite color? Let me know in the comments below. All right, guys, pro tip. You always want to start on your edges. Shake your cans vigorously, warm them up, test spray, maybe on a piece of cardboard or plastic. Get the flow going just how you want it so you know exactly what you're going to do when you hit that edge, and then cover the field or the major portions of your countertop or your project. You can do all kinds of different projects using these same methods. Can you see that I'm just pumping? I'm just pumping that spray tip. I'm not holding it down, and I'm just kind of using it like a hopper. Have you ever done drywall texture where you got that hopper and you're just pumping that trigger? That's exactly what I'm doing here. Very similar. Okay, you've seen that I've done the perimeter. Now I'm doing the field. I'm doing the inside of this space. The reason I'm doing that is if I did the inside and then I went to the edges, inevitably I'd have an uneven stripe around that perimeter. You see how high above the surface that I am? And I'm going straight down. I'm not shooting it at an angle. Therefore, I won't get little tadpoles or stripes going the way that my spray is going. Okay, so that's how I'm doing it, is I'm shooting it from above. Have you seen the video where I mimicked the ocean with that big round table? I used our stone accents to create realistic looking sand. I loved how that came out. This product is a million different fun accents in a can. Okay, time for the gray. Let's do it. This is actually called gray stone. I got it right. Yeah, that's cool. It's giving it a little bit of white specks and stuff like that. See what it did over that? Nice, man. Dang, Mitch, come check that out, dude.
That does look like a Corian.
Right?
Oh, dang, that's pretty.
Yeah, it's got a lot of variation in it.
It sure does. Look at it on the edges, too.
Yeah.
Great. On a coved, vanity?
Oh, yeah. If you're going over existing and you want to make the backsplash match perfectly in your laminate, your cultured marble, your sinks, you know, spray this and then just do clear epoxy.
It would look perfect.
Pro tip, this stuff takes a little bit to dry, so be patient. Test how it dries on your sample before you touch the finished piece. Let it dry, let it set up maybe wait till tomorrow. We'll come back and we'll sand it and we'll do our first clear coat. We'll do 2 clear coats to create some high build. We'll sand those edges between coats and we'll get this to lay out like a sheet of glass. All right, guys, it's the next day and our speckle spray is all dry. I'm gonna sand it with 220 grit on a foam backer, and I'm gonna get this nice and smooth to the touch. Keep in mind that stone spray, it dries a little bit rough. You can feel that texture. So just take your sander and smooth it out. All right, I'm gonna do clear stone coat countertop epoxy. I'm gonna do 2 coats at 3 ounces per square foot. That's gonna do 1 coat that covers that texture and a 2nd coat for added depth and durability. This also gives my edges some buildup so I don't feel any roughness on those edges. I'm gonna do this by first mixing the epoxy at a 1-to-1 ratio. Then I'm gonna trowel it out with our 1/8 by 1/8 square notch trowel. After that, I'll chop the surface and then I'll torch it to remove any bubbles. I'll repeat that same system on the next day so I get that clear coat. If you're going in place over existing countertops, follow those same steps. And if you haven't seen our video on how to prep like a pro, go check it out. Now you know. It's amazing how good this looks without any stone coat actually on the surface. But wait till I pour it, it really gives it that stone-like appearance. It mimics solid surface, it mimics Corian. Let me know, what do you think of this process? Can it get any easier? Any loose bristles out of that brush before you chop it out, and prime that brush. Just get it wet so that you don't start pulling up the epoxy where you start chopping. Pro tips: when you chop the surface, do it in a random fashion. You don't want to do rows, just do it randomly, but be sure to chop the entire surface. This also helps mix the material and it removes any trowel lines that I may have caused by troweling out the stone coat epoxy. Now that I have a saturated brush, I'm gonna go ahead and brush out these edges with long horizontal strokes. I've also pushed any material over those edges by chopping all the way to the edge. That's why you wanna finish by spreading those drips out, long horizontal strokes across those edges so you get an even finish. All right, to torch out any of the bubbles on the surface, I'm just using a propane torch. You can use a heat gun, even a hair dryer, but I like the propane torch because it's fast and effective. Okay, we're gonna let this dry. It's a little bit bumpy. I have tiny little high points from that texture spray, and that's okay. My coat tomorrow will completely lay out like glass. We'll let this dry, and we'll see you then.
Hey, what's up everybody? Luke here with Stone Coat Countertops. It's been a couple days and this is ready for a second clear coat. However, while it was curing, there was a lot of stuff that was accidentally set on this. There's random runoff epoxy from other projects coming off of tools. I see a little wood chip here, a couple random smudges. I don't even know what that is, but that's completely fine. We're gonna sand this down with 220 grit sandpaper, and then you're gonna tag along with me for the final coat. I'm gonna use some acetone to help me clean this dust up. All right, sanding's done. Time for the next step. As Mike has already explained, mix, pour, trowel, chop, torch, and your piece will be done. So let's dive right into it. All right, everybody, it's as easy as that. Mix, pour, trowel, chop, torch, you're done. This is gonna set up overnight. That's it for this video. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel because we bring you the best DIY tutorials on how to epoxy on YouTube. So check us out. We have hundreds and hundreds of videos that teach you, the DIYer, how to become an epoxy pro. And from all of us here at Stone Cold Countertops, you got this. We'll see you on the next video.